Alright guys, just finished welding and grinding and pounding and everything to that. The big dent that was on that part right there is now out of there. I couldn't pull it out with a slide hammer, so what I did is I drilled me a hole back here. Gotta grind that off a little bit still. Right there. And used a punch and punched through and punched it out smooth. Just had to patch that hole then. So, it don't look too bad. I'm eventually going to get a different pipe if I can find a good price on a used one. Seems how I am only $200 into the bike so far. Well, $215. Paid $15 for a clutch cable, so. But got her all done. Down here. There's one of the springs that was on it when I got it. And here is one that I made. Not that one. I'm going to chop a little piece of this one off. And make it about that long. Have a hook on it up here and chop it off there and put a hook on it down there. So I have a heavier duty spring because this pipe likes to vibrate, and when you give it gas real hard it'll try and vibrate off of there. I mean, it sits in a big heavy lip, but it'll leak around there. I don't think there's a gasket in there anyway. Can't see in there, but there's not. But there's actually supposed to be 3 springs, but I don't have quite enough springs for 3, I don't believe. But I'll get some more sometime. But that's pretty much it. There is, and I knew this already, but there is a small crack in the frame right there. You can see it right in the other top half of that hole, and then right above that hole, and it goes back to down there. So that'll get welded up one of these days. It is missing the motor mount for this side. I'm surprised that bolt's actually looks to be a metric, but the bolts for the coil over on the other side right there, other 7/16. The bolt for the tank's a 9/16. What the hell came off of there? But airbox just kind of melted. That bolt's another 9/16. Oh, and that bolt right there had been that carriage bolt I said right in there to mount for the exhaust, but that had been a carriage bolt. I'll probably take some fiberglass resin and pad and patch that all up. I'll have to find a new airbox top, because that shouldn't happen. It's supposed to have a clip right there, I believe. I might be able to make a clip, I don't know. We'll see about that. It does have a uni air filter in it. That's the only thing that I think's not original to the bike. I didn't do that, but that's some redneck grips. So whatever works in a pinch. It does still have a little tool pouch. Place for a light. Wires are just cut off. It does have the wires for a front light, but however it doesn't have one, and the housing's cracked. So we'll figure something out. I think it's a 6-volt light for these, I'm not sure, but I believe it is. But I had her running today and rode her around a little bit without a clutch, but a little rough on the gearbox, but for a little bit I don't think it'll hurt it. So now time to put it back together. Let's see if I can get you set up here so I can video me putting it back together. That should be good. I'm only going to put it on with one spring for right now because I'm not going to run it. I'll cut that new spring tomorrow. something kind of like that. Get to stay there until I grab my bolts. Well, let me grab my bolts. One bolt. Rubber mount on this thing's kind of chewed up. Go. Not too bad. It'll need a good high heat paint job, but it'll work for now. I also am gonna have to, well, I don't have to, but I want to make something for the silencer. I doubt there's anything left inside of it, but I'll make a cap for that, kind of like a spark arrestor thing. So another day. It is probably about 7 o'clock or so. So my day's about over. But I can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday than working on a motorcycle. Let's see. Might as well put the tank back on. This bolt for the tank is a little bit overkill, but it works. I didn't know until I looked at it today that this thing has a 18-inch rear wheel. It's kind of nice to find tires for. That 17-inch wheel on that XR of mine is kind of getting hard to find. I want to take it to some dunes, but I can't find a good deal on a sand tire for it, paddle tire. This thing will probably be more fun at the dunes anyway. Take off that silencer. Flip that wonderful piece of radiator hose back on there. Guess he thought the exhaust was leaking or something. So, might have been leaking a little bit, but I don't think it was much if it was. Just got really hot there at that air box and melted the air box and the side cover kind of bad. Rubber mounts. This has a mount here, but I'm not sure how it's supposed to work. Oh, there's supposed to be another rubber piece on there just like that one, but it's conveniently not there either. For $200 it's fairly complete. Looks like it has a brand new O-ring chain and these sprockets on it. That should be all for me for tonight. It's getting kind of dark outside. You'll see a little bit of daylight and the stars. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out for the night.